I think the worst gift anyone could possibly give me would be a spice rack. Not the rack itself, but usually the spices that's included. Stuff like chives, rosemary, fennel seeds, bay leaves, thyme. Oh my god, those are things that I never use in my everyday cooking. There are only a few spices that I actually like.
You're watching the Bare Pantry Show. And
they're onion powder, garlic powder, cayenne, cumin, chili powder, and of course ricotta. Because we're Belizean, we don't use paprika. Ricotta comes from annatto. My kids will buy other stuff that they like this right here, but basically we just buy these. So my husband Joe and I went to Smart and Final today to pick up some spices, and my god, look at the prices. Oh my goodness, these things used to cost like 5 something a bin. These ones here, look at the big ones for the restaurant. Oh, I can't even afford those. MSG, who would put MSG in their food though? If you guys want to know if MSG is good or bad for you, just Google it. I just did, and let me tell you what I found out. MSG acts as a neurotransmitter, a chemical substance that stimulates nerve cells to transmit signals. Some studies claim that MSG can lead to brain toxicity by causing excessive glutamate levels in the brain to overstimulate nerve cells, resulting in cell death. Did you guys hear that? That sounds like brain damage to me. I avoid MSG at all costs. Apparently in other countries, MSG is known as China salt, but honestly guys, I've never really heard that name before. But there are other names that MSG can legally hide under. Here are the names right here. And why I say legally hide under is because the government allows manufacturers to put it under these names, because MSG really is a natural substance that occurs in the different foods that we eat, like corn and beets and tomatoes and mushroom. Although in mushroom it's very little bit of MSG in there. It's when the scientist starts to modify and hydrolyze the amino acid, that's when the problem comes up, where the MSG becomes damaging to the body. So I really try my best to avoid it, because when I get MSG into my system, I get that headache that feels like somebody took a belt and just starts to tighten it around my head. I get hot, like really bad hot flash. I feel like there's water building up in the area around my heart. It's just my chest gets tight. I get dizzy spells. Oh my god, dizzy spells are so bad that I have to lay in bed for like 2 days, and everybody has to assist me to the bathroom because I suffer with Meniere's, and so MSG will exacerbate that. All right, so maybe if you get an MSG, you don't feel as bad as I do, but it's horrible for me. You want to cook more at home, but recipes can be overwhelming. That's because most recipes cater to a large group. The solution is my small batch book, No More Leftovers. Enjoy air fryer wings and other appetizers for 2, small batch Belizean breads, main dishes for 2, small batch dishes and drinks and smoothies for 1. You'll be able to stay on your eating plan or diet, because my recipes for mini cakes, pies, and cookies only yield enough for you to enjoy a treat and share with a couple of friends or family. Pick up a copy of my small batch book at www.barepantryshow.com. Shop safely and securely at www.barepantryshow.com. We went to Burlington Coat Factory after we left Smart and Final, because my friend Sarita said they had nightgowns on sale, and they did $7.99 for 2 of these, and then one for $9.99. I don't really like the feel of the fabric for the nightgown. I wanted more like a cotton thing, and I'll find a cotton. I might have to sew my own. Nightgown. But this will work in a pinch when it's not too hot, you know? After we got home, Joe says, can you make me some waffles? And I want them crunchy. Now, if he didn't want them crunchy, I could just toss all the ingredients in the bowl, mix it up like a pancake batter. Shut up, rooster. And then put it in the waffle iron, and then it would come out the texture of pancakes. But he wanted the waffles to be crispy, so I have to do this first. I have to separate the 2 eggs and beat the egg whites to stiff peaks. Just an extra step for my boo. Then you put all the other ingredients. You can have the butter melted, but I just have it softened right here. And normally if I didn't beat the egg whites, I wouldn't mess up the what do you call the thing, the hand mixer. I would just use a whisk and do everything, but I already have the beaters for the hand mixer dirty, so I might as well just go ahead and continue using it and mixing up the batter like this, and then fold the whites in. And then when I plug the waffle iron in and the light says it's ready, you only want to brush the butter or the oil. I don't do oil ever though, I do butter once before you do the first waffle, and then put it in, flip it over, right? There are some waffle irons that you don't flip over. This one you have to. I don't know why this green light is on, because it's not ready. Then it goes off, then I guess it comes back on when it's ready. And just check on it, see how crispy it is. So just continue with the batter. You notice how I do it? Like I just scoop into each cavity so I can spread it out and not have it just like leak over, seep over. But it does have a tray to catch it if it does. And I got like 4.5. All right. So there's the waffles. What I like about doing waffles, guys, is that if I want to heat it up tomorrow to eat some more, or maybe later on Joshua wants to eat a piece, you just put it right back in the waffle iron and just let the waffle iron heat it up. Yeah, it matches, right? So I do have a pancake video that I'll show you guys really soon. But for right now, today is waffles. Now Joe went to the gym, and then this rooster is doing the most. This rooster playing in my face. This rooster knows I have the number to make one phone call and have it go away. We'll call the county people. Anyways, Joe asked me to make him just one Belizean Creole bread, and honestly I can only make one because my oven's not working, so I have to use the toaster oven. So I'm gonna go inside right now and mix that up together for him. I do anything that Joe asked me to do in the way of baking because honestly there is nothing that I can ask Joe for or things for him to do for me that he will ever tell me no. And I'm very aware of that. If I'm sitting down on the couch editing something and I say, Joe, when you get up again, can you go get me yada yada? He'll get up right away and go do it. You know, and then he gets up every day. What are we eating? And he'll do the meats. And I'll do the side dish and, you know, the vegetables. And Joshua will pitch in and help with it. We work as a team over here, you know? So I'm glad to do that for him when he asks me. So I'm going to run in there and make that bread. We did buy the part for the oven. If you guys want to donate to my Cash App, donate to my Cash App because, man, these things are costing. Anyways, he's gonna fix the oven at some point. I don't think that will happen today, but when it happens we'll record it and we'll show you how he changes out the heating element for the oven, okay? But for the meanwhile, I'm gonna go make this man his bread. This is the Bare Pantry Show. Can you guys see him? I had to take the there's a bigger one here. A bigger hole here. See? That's why he screams all day. Because they have him in that foul coop all day. It's probably hot. Where are the hens? I see one. Child. I had to take my microphone off the camera because it was poking at the fence.